This one here?
Oh, and you? 6 months, well, yeah, sit down, you can say, get up. Well, you been up to, young lady? I'm talking to her. I said, how you been, young lady?
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, if you'll stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to our November 10th, 2025 City Council meeting. We'll begin with roll call, please, Charlie.
He's thinking.
All right, Mayor Durkin,
Present.
Jack Kelly, Jack Kelly,
Here.
Vernon,
Present.
Andrew Fletch, Matt Kirschner,
Here.
Garrett Baker,
Here.
Larry Greathouse, here, myself.
Thank you, Charlie. I did get a call from Andrew claiming he was in the middle of a work emergency. We tried to get here, but apologies if he does not make it. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of our October 27th meeting. If council's had a chance to review, I'd entertain a motion to approve. Jared makes the motion to approve the minutes. Baron seconds the motion. Questions, comments? All in favor, show of hands. Motion carries 4-0. Agenda items, here we go. First item on the agenda, Marie Shepherd area plan for the rezone request.
So you should have in your packets a copy of the rezone, and Jeremy Bates is here with us, and I guess you handed out in the flyer for you. This property is zoned commercial historic district, and because what they're wanting to do with the facility, it needs to be rezoned to institutional. It's 412 East O&M. David and Henry Carr own the building, and David is present with us. Essential Service and Area Plan heard this rezone, and it passed unanimously with both boards. My only recommendation for this is if you do rezone this tonight, that if this facility, if they would ever to leave, that it would revert back to commercial historic district just because of where it's placed in our downtown. And if you have any questions for Jen, you'd like it.
I'll make a motion to approve that, but with what Marie said, whatever sells, it reverts back to historical downtown, it'll be as high and just perfect.
Not necessarily sales, but if it,
The tenant moves
the
out.
tenant moves out and the tenant comes in, it has to revert back.
The change of use from that.
Change of use from current use, and I'll second it.
You get that, Charlie? You have a motion to approve the rezone request. The one stipulation that Pat seconds the motion. Any other questions for Jeremy and or Marie? All in favor, show of hands. All opposed, motion carries 4-0.
You got the same.
This is the signature on the card.
Marie, you have 2 copies then for them to sign?
I did.
We'll let that happen so you don't have to stick around anymore.
Thank you.
Chief Messer, we have an additional appropriation request. I'll circle back to that. The floor is yours.
I believe, you should have a letter that we typed up, explaining the request for a transfer. What it was is when we had, opening for a detective, we selected a detective, and we couldn't officially assign to that position until we had a new hire through our FTO program. So it's what we were paying them out of and general salaries short. Once we was officially put as executive, this pays are coming out of executive. So the funds are there. This is just a transfer over from the lit side and executive salary over to the salary.
I make a motion to approve the resolution 719-2025.
No, this isn't. This is just an advertise, this just requests advertise.
I missed that, sorry.
We'll advertise the additional appropriation and come back.
I'll make a motion that we accept this request for additional appropriation, for the police detectives.
Jack makes a motion to approve the advertisement.
I'll second.
Pat seconds the motion. Any other questions for the chief or Charlie? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. While you have the stage, anything else to add to Steve? Any other questions for the chief?
He's got a new building, you get done soon.
We're getting there, Jeff.
Thank you.
Also in front of you, then you have salary ordinance number 1028-2025. An ordinance setting the salaries of city employees for the year 2026. I believe these are all in line with what was discussed during budget season. Charlie, no major changes?
There are no changes from what was discussed at budget. Most all of the increases are in the 2 to 2.5%, 3% range. With no increases from the city council, either in their annual wage or the stipend. Just for the public, the mayor was at 2.5%, and clerk treasurer was at 2.5%. The only other, it's kind of a big deal, is that 2026 will, the pay for the last pay period in 2026 occurs on January 1st, is a Friday. So by the ordinance, they get paid on Thursday, which is 2026, which creates 27 pay periods in 2026. And most every salary appropriation is based upon 26 pay. So we'll have to monitor the salaries as we go through 2026, and by November, you can expect a slew of additional appropriations for additional salaries for 2026. There would need to be 26 pays in 2020. There would be either 27 pays in 2026 or 27 pays in 2027. It's just the way the calendar falls. So there'll be 27 pays in 2026, and then back to 26 pays in 2027.
Which happens every 7 or 8 years. Is what the calendar falls, is 27 pays by a bi-weekly ordinance instead of 26. We'll cross that bridge when the time comes. This does need to be passed, so I need a motion first to waive the rules of the first reading and then unanimous vote to do so, and then we'll do a motion then to adopt the ordinance.
Make a motion to waive first reading.
Vernon makes a motion to waive the rules and move on to the second reading. Jack seconds the motion. All in favor, show of hands. That motion carries 4-0. And with that, we would need a motion to adopt ordinance number 1028/2025.
So,
Vernon makes the motion. Pat seconds that motion as well. If no other questions, all in favor, show of hands. All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. And we'll need a clean signed copy of that for Charlie as well. Is it? Okay, very good. Don't be without signing those. Well, he's definitely on the salary with the show. Next item on the agenda is resolution 719-2015. This resolution is the transfer of appropriations. You'll see there's one within the golf non-reverting fund and one within the park and rec fund. Charlie, I'll let you take it from there.
so the clerk treasurer has the authority to approve transfers that were within like-kind object numbers, 200, 300, 400. The council has authority to approve transfers across object numbers 100, 200, and 300. So the golf is asking for a transfer of $10,000 from maintenance and repairs to part-time help. Doesn't increase their overall budget or appropriation. They're just asking for a transfer that I cannot approve because I don't have authority. And the park is asking for a transfer from gas and oil to, or from grounds and improvement to gas and oil for $600.
Now,
Not an increase in their overall.
now I'll make a motion. The resolution.
Pat now makes the motion
2025.
to approve resolution 719.
Second.
And Jared seconds that motion. Any other questions for Charlie? All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 4-0 as well. Next on the agenda is the opening of quotes for the golf course. Do we have any quotes for the golf course?
Yes, right here.
There you go.
Okay. This is for the pump station and the pumps for watering the course. I have one here from MC Flowtronic Next.
It's very confusing.
Yeah,
Just telling you, that's from B&H Electric.
I was gonna say, then the customer says B&H Electric is supplied under that. So this is all spelled out here, what they're to do, and
I think it's on the third page.
yeah, I saw it. The price of $167,000 includes freight. A price add-on for $32,000 for removal of old station and install a new station for a total of $199,000. The second one is from Mid-Ohio Electric. They have sent two proposals. One came in at $11,425, and the additional one came in at $11,400 or $11,725.
Two different quotes.
They're two different quotes from the same company.
One is where they're doing it themselves, and one is where they're using NCI.
Okay.
Well, this is confusing.
It's very confusing. Still, yeah.
So, quote number one from 11-4 from Mid-Ohio Electric is for $147,250. I think that's Yes. The other quote from Mid-Ohio Electric is for $145,750.
Yeah, on the back, you see the MCI. They quoted it and they passed it on. Through another quote.
Yeah. I think we're going to take these under advisement for sure.
That's all I'm going to do, Jack.
Is it? Okay.
That's all I'm going
So
$145,750.
we're both inclusive of removal of the current building construction. Remove the roof.
Does not include any installation, crane charges, taxes unless otherwise noted. Price includes labor, removing existing pump station, install a new pump station, and start up and training a new pump station. And that was the last quote I just gave you at 145.
So Andy, is that something we'll have to get somebody separate to quote the roof, remove the roof and put it back?
I think on all three of those quotes that we had to remove the roof and structure so they could bring in the new pumping station, and then we remove the pumping station. So one is from Rainbird. There's 3 different distributors. One's from Rainbird, and then the other 2 is from another company. But you only have 3 in the nation to try to pull from. So these are customers that have to work with these 3 distributors and get quotes from.
And this is something that's a long lead item, correct? I mean, the pumps, so we're probably looking at.
Oh, absolutely,
12 to 16
12,
lead item.
16 weeks out.
So it's something we can't really table and wait a month to order if we want to be ready next spring for the pumps to be here and installed, so.
I would just make a motion to take the bid under advisement, and then you and Andy and Brent all together decide what's best for the course, and then, give the authority to move forward at that point.
So are these bids removing the existing pump building?
Not the building, but the pump, the structure is.
Everything inside the building?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe all 3 of them are saying, hey, you have to remove that, and it involves a crane.
One did. One said that they would remove it.
That was an additional 42,000, so we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was $199,000.
So I'll make a motion that we take these bids under advisement, and Tim, Andy, and whoever else is involved in that can review them and make a decision to move forward.
I'll second that.
Can we put it, approval of golf board?
We would have the authority to award the bid.
Right.
Yeah, the golf
The
board.
golf board
advisory,
based on their recommendation.
They don't have any authority, the golf board wouldn't, but, once it's worked out, I mean, the redevelopment commission, you have kind of given, Andy the leeway to move forward, so once they decide what's best for the course, I'll sign it, he can sign it, we'll get the order into Pat's point, so we get it in and go from there.
Got it.
That was a motion and a second, by Jack. Bear in motion, take it under advisement, and then give the authority to move forward. To there, or Andy. Jack seconded the motion. All good? All in favor? Show of hands. Motion carries 4-0. Gary, Brooke, anything from the street department this evening? You guys have anything from Brooke and or Gary? Russell? Bobby?
We got the walkthrough for concrete tomorrow. If you've been around the park, you notice we got the windscreens down, doing a lot, just your typical fall, getting ready for winter, making stuff, kind of put the park to bed, so it'll look a little bit different right before winter time. That's all I got.
Any questions for Bobby regarding the park?
One thing, I was out at the park and Russell, there's a drain that's plugged up behind Castetter Field. Is that something we could help clean down part of the parks? They're going to have that. So it looks like a 4-inch line. It's plugged up. Yeah, can you help us out here?
Good.
So we're gonna-
Tim?
Yes.
Just in your packet, you have the inventory listing of the streets for the Heritage Estate subdivision. My request tonight is to approve those being entered into the NDOT inventory, so you can start collecting some of your NDHDs for those roads, those streets. It's a total of 1.12 miles, or 5,958 feet. Once these get approved by NDOT, then you will start receiving NDH and so I'll need a motion in a second for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve these being added.
Barry makes a motion to add these 6 different streets to the city's inventory list. Second. Jared seconds the motion. All in favor? All opposed? Was that a yes or an abstain?
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Council, have anything else? Nothing on council's list, we'll open it up to the public. Lorena, Juanita, Red, Andy, anybody else? Go ahead, Lorena, you're first.
Oh, somebody, I don't think, no, go ahead. We had another successful Sweet Street, and I'm sure you've all heard, thanks to some of our PR we got, and a lot of you were down there. I think I purchased close to 10,000 pieces of candy because I have to provide candy to EMS, the candy budget. So people don't have enough, so I run bags to them until they go, no more, don't give me more candy, I'm done. And the mayor, he ran out and ran, I think. Yeah. So we don't know yet how many. I figure 5,000 to 7,000, 8,000 people. You get the little kids and you give them candy, but then they'll bring 4 people. Or they get the big people, they want candy. So it's like a lot. And I think it'll be bigger next year. Even though I cut it down to 42 booths, I had one that did not show because it was a political booth and they chose not to be there. And other than that, I thank you for your support. And I he's not, he misses out.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll have that call.
Thank you. Everybody.
I couldn't do it without these guys. There's no way. You can't do any of it downtown without support
What
of
day's
this side of the room.
Halloween, Sweet Street all next year?
Saturday night,
October 31st.
yep. And it'll be bigger than ever.
You gotta, those are things, so I keep complaining. About not having their street. They make it very difficult, but I don't know if there's,
Say it again, I couldn't hear you.
we still have some complaints from businesses about their street being, parking being closed and.
I went to each of the businesses, and I think I might have reiterated it, but I went down as to say, hey, what can we do? What can I do to help you get involved? And I think I told the mayor about it, I didn't tell the council what they said. And I do think we gotta have some more plans, because it's not just Sweet Street. I went to each of those people and say, how can we be involved and what can I do to help you? But when I went down Walnut, that was not very pleasant. So I'll meet with the mayor and tell you what my updates was and suggestions, because I had a couple really good suggestions about where to put food trucks and parking and everything. So tell the mayor and he can tell you guys.
Yeah.
You guys want to buy candy?
I'd like to ask the mayor to have the Christmas in the city, whoever's in charge come in and give us an update.
I can do that. We put Kelly on the agenda, Charlie. I think that was put Kelly on the agenda. We'll take care of that. Very good. Kathy, Juanita?
I just want to know if there's any update. I've not heard from Rydell, I've not heard from anybody about the waters, I have waterways all around my house. And no trees in the back. And I have a dead tree in my lawn that's been dead since spring. They were supposed to replace in July, but they didn't. I don't have my fingers and toes. Another times I've told Cody about it. And I've not heard from anybody. Nobody, I think Jim said that he was supposed, you were going to, notify Rydell.
We have reached out to the builder. It's my understanding he was supposed to be there this week.
I talked to Cody, get my dates straight. I talked to Cody Friday evening around 8 o'clock.
That's the past Friday?
Yep, about the coach's trees. Might have been Thursday or Friday. I was coming home late. Her neighbor had the trees put in the backyard, and we needed a couple of them moved around and some different things done. So I talked to Cody regarding those trees, and he implied to me that drainage was to be happening this week, weather permitting, that sort of stuff. He did not directly say that, but he did tell me to let me know on those trees by tomorrow, so we can get it done before the drainage. So that should be.
Is that possible that she can get a letter from them about the seeding, because the seeding's not going to come up anymore this year? I mean, if they correct the drainage, they're going to have to cut some ditches and stuff like that. Can they get a letter from Rydell as governor for this reseeding next spring?
Well, are they still supposed to plant those trees back behind my house? I mean, I've not heard they could plant all along the highway there, but I didn't see, there's nothing planted behind my house yet. And I thought that they were going to see about maybe getting those, those pines, put something that would make more of a barrier there. I haven't said anything to them. I've got an email typed up that I was going to send. I haven't sent it yet, because she sent it, so I haven't sent it yet, but I just want somebody to communicate to me. I'll wait if I have to wait, fine, but I've been waiting all year for that to be taken care of. It's supposed to be taken care of back in July, it was not. That tree was supposed to have been taken care of back in July, it wasn't. It's still not been taken care of, so I still have a dead tree in my front yard. I have nothing there in the back. I just want somebody to communicate to me what's going on, and then it's going to be taken care of. Now, I need to reach out to Rydell, I will, but let me know.
I honestly think that the best thing, if I were in your position, I'd be reaching out directly to Rydell.
I would talk to one or two people. Certainly, we were involved in a lot of the houses in the neighborhood at the office, and you can consult with either the 1025 warranty plan that Ryan provides all his customers. And they're kind of the intermediary for between customer and builder. They're really the judge if she thinks that Ryan should fix something and Ryan thinks that he shouldn't fix something. That I think it's called 1025. 210. The warranty 210 program. They are literally the judge that says, yes, Ryan will have to do this, or that's not something that he will have to do. But I would call the 210 company and contact Cody or Ryan. Cody's kind of his on-site guy in Northport. But the grading, correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, but the grading, the seeding, the tree would all be builder issues.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the development dealt with no private lots as far as plantings or lot grading. All we did for the development was take care of the retention ponds and the swells along the edges to get them to the retention ponds. And it was up to the builder, when he built the building, in his relationship with the buyer, to plant trees on their property, make sure their drainage was copacetic and drained into our pre-established conveyance systems. So as much as I want to help you, I have no avenue to help you because I have no relationship with Rydell. That is, the builder and the property owner has that agreement, that has that warranty, and I wish I could help.
Well,
I have no avenue.
they're not gonna come back and fix it, so I had to have Roger Morgan to come out because there's also that big area back there that nobody knew belonged to me when we found out it was him. Roger said that's a huge area, it's almost maybe about 3,000 square feet. I mean, it's a huge pie shape that they didn't have any idea, how did they not know that that was part of that law?
They should.
I think that.
Which document dictates where the builder is required to plant trees and whether or not? I am talking to you.
Okay.
I'm asking you to
So,
refresh my memory.
There were some
I
common areas in the development that was a requirement of the development team to plant trees. Specifically behind private property, the development team had nothing to do with planting any of those trees. Along the corridor of Walnut Street, Bay Shore, and even Fremont back there where some of the other trees are planted in that back retention area, that was on the development team. But as far as the trees that are for the lot, it's as per the builder's allowances or layouts.
That was very misleading by looking at that. When you looked at that, whatever you want to call it, artist rendition, you want to call it that. It showed trees there. It didn't indicate that that was on the lot's property, that was the responsibility of maybe that's my fault. I should have asked more questions, but I didn't know any different. I'm looking at this picture and I'm seeing here's home right here. And that, because it was in conjunction with the common area over to the left, I made the assumption that was common.
Yeah, I thought the builder was required, for example, to plant trees behind all the homes along Walnut Street. If the back of the homes were along Walnut Street.
That's true.
But they're not required to plant trees behind every lot in the subdivision.
Absolutely.
So I didn't know with your lot the back not facing Walnut, if you even got trees. But maybe that's me not asking enough questions too. In any event, feel your frustration, but our hands are a little tied. I don't think we're ready for a class action lawsuit yet, but what's it gonna take to get the builder back to fix her drainage problem? She's gonna have to sit and sue the builder.
If you could get an estimate from Morgan and give us an idea of what it would take to cure this problem, we could send a letter to Ryan, which I don't think that I'm old enough to be a cynic.
Well, so am I. And I would have done that.
But
I have to take care of it myself, but that one area was never ever seeded in the first place. They didn't even do it the first time, nor did they do it the second. But they didn't do it long time. I don't want to be sending him an email and firing off an email and saying I'm going to do this and that, but if I need to know what my responsibility is and what his responsibility is.
is Morgan gonna give you a price?
I was gonna do some landscaping around the house, and that's what he was out there for. And in the meantime, I talked to him and discussed it with him about, he saw what condition that was, laying around there. And he said, that needs to be, you need a swell here, and that drainage needs to run over to that retention pond side. And then the sump pump drains right out in my yard. So even in dry conditions, there's a pool of water laying there all the time. And that needs to be run out to the storm drain as well, not out on my property like that.
So is Morgan gonna give you a price on that?
Well, I didn't have him to give me a price, we just talked about it. He
It
just
doesn't
told me what
sound like
needed
it's
to be
taking
done.
a lot of money to fix something.
I know,
And
I'm not.
I can't say too much here because we could be looking at a lawsuit down the street, down the road, and I would have to talk to this group in what we call executive session and come up with what they think is the best plan. I know what I would recommend, but
Any other options I have to sell it?
well, you have 4 years to recover against the breach of contract. It's been what, a year? About a year. Yeah.
Well, actually, we closed on the house on the 20th of October.
And I go back and check your contract and whether, as far as the trees, I would check your contract, see if he spelled out, he was gonna plant some trees. That's the only option you have there. The regrading, like Larry said, you can get a price and bid, so know what it's gonna
At
cost.
least we know what what the fight's about, whether it's $100 or $20,000. If you give me an idea, I hate to put it all on you.
Okay.
Thank you. I have a question for Tim. On the storm drains, there's 2 storm drains behind my house, one on the boundaries. Well, they seem to be higher, so the water doesn't run into them. It pools in my backyard. I've not got any grass because, is that something the city did, or is that all?
So the drains were actually put in as part of the development.
Mhm.
So those were to take the flow of each of those lots from behind your house and flow to those drains.
Mhm.
So the elevations were established early on in the development and approved by the BZA as well as the area plan. So without going out there and shooting the elevations, I would assume that the builder has not finished that grade the way it's supposed to be finished, to drain to those drains.
Well, it made it worse when they built the house east of me because there's such a hill coming off of his property, and it doesn't drain towards a storm drain. It drains right straight to my house and my back patio. I know there's no dents or anything for the water to go where it should go.
Yeah.
So I just need.
Again, if they don't meet the grades of our intent, as far as the builder is concerned, I don't have any control over the builder. So unfortunately, I'm just not passing the buck. I'm just saying that elevation was set prior to that lot being built.
I didn't talk to Cody, but I know he was out there last Thursday when they were planting trees, and I know he walked down and was looking at it. I had company at the time. I saw him walking down and looking. So maybe they're doing something. Maybe they're talking, but they haven't told me anything.
Okay. I have not heard from him. In all due respect, I've got the properties restaked. I showed you where Juanita's lawn is, those property corners.
That other corner, did you get that other?
Yeah, it's set. It's set.
Is there a?
There's a survey. The survey crew was out there last Thursday and set that last bin. So it's there. That parcel was what was recorded with your closing data, your closing documents, and recorded at the courthouse. I did validate that, so that parcel has been that big ever since you selected it. So the drainage is an ongoing problem we're having with the building, in my opinion.
Does the 250 or 520 or whatever,
The 220, or 210.
210, does it call for a binding arbitration rather than litigation? You know?
I think, I haven't read through it
Most of
in several months, but I think it's up to a certain dollar amount. It calls for negotiation, then legal action after a certain dollar amount. I don't know if that's 3,000 or 5,000 or
Have you got a
4,000.
copy of that?
I can get you a copy of it tomorrow. But I think it's up to a dollar. But that is the intermediary. It supersedes the requirement with the state of Indiana that they have the 10-year rule with builders. And it goes above and beyond that. And
If you follow
if you follow, that's correct. And it is a third-party company. It's not just through.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we need to write a letter to them.
But we can get, I'll get you guys a copy of that tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can pull, we have access. But yeah, I think it's up to a dollar amount as far as negotiation and legal action.
I'll be happy to draft a letter to this warranty company. And maybe they can spur Cody or whoever it is to do the right thing. So we'll do that. If you give me a copy, I'll write a letter that I've been directed by the city council to pursue this on their behalf. Go from there. Okay, that'll. It's gonna cost them more to pay for a silk stocking lawyer to go to arbitration than it is to fix it. that's good for us, I mean, that's good for you. They'll finally probably decide to fix it rather than pay to fight it.
I'll have two more.
Charlie, anything else from the clerk's office? Legal team?
No, sir.
Council, anything else you want to discuss tonight before we move forward to payment of claims?
Do I get a chance, because I was just waiting? I know you hate to give me 5 minutes, but I gotta take it.
Well, then I'm gonna set the timer.
Put the time on. I appreciate all the council's support, appreciate Gary's support, Russell's support, Tim's support, everybody for working together to build this golf course the way we want it. And it's coming together, even through the snow. We met with Ford Construction, we met with John Machino. We're moving forward because the rain, what little bit we got, isn't stopping us from moving dirt. So, thank you for all your support, Larry, your support, and Charlie also. Everybody has been wonderful to work with, and we are moving forward as a pack. We don't have 3 years to do this. We want to get it done about 1.5 years, don't we?
That's right.
And we're going to do that. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. You do have 4 more minutes if you need.
No, I'm done. I'll wait till next week.
Well, you don't get 9 next
Don't tack them on
time.
Thank you.
But no, thank you again for your continued volunteering your time and all the work you put in. Certainly shows. All right, we have approval of payroll claims, $165,030.77 for week ending 11/1/25. We have a $10,235.77 for police pension and $21,500 for health insurance stipends for 2025. We'll need a motion to approve those 3 payrolls made by Vernon. Pat seconds the motion. All in favor? Motion carries 4-0, and we have approval of claims in the amount of $6,535.43 and $989,458.29. Anything of significance you'd like to bring up? Nothing. All right, I'll take a motion to approve the claims.
No, they're relevant. $717,000 for the station is the bulk of the $900,000.
Will that be the last invoice we'll get before the end of the year? Be one more?
Probably.
There's a police station. It's a police station.
Probably. I think that made a total of $1.3 or $4 million. And $85,000 was paid to 911 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds like 90% of it, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
That makes a motion to approve the claims. Jack seconds the motion. All in favor? Motion carries 4-0. And before we adjourn, I'd like to make a note that Councilman Dager has pants on instead of shorts tonight. Never seems to happen, so I'm gonna put that on the record.
I'll only change it once.
It can be. So we need a motion to adjourn. Jared makes the motion to adjourn. Pat seconds the motion, all in favor? Motion carries 4-0, meeting adjourned 6:24 p.m.